So picture this. You've spent hours tweaking your graphic settings just to squeeze out, a few extra frames per second. Or maybe you've dug deep into system files trying to fix a game that just absolutely refused to launch. If that sounds like you probably just think you're gaming. Or, hey, maybe you're just the designated IT person for your family every Thanksgiving, right? Well, the truth is, you are actually sitting on a highly valuable, totally unmonetized superpower. Welcome to this explainer. We're going to break down exactly how to turn those everyday, casual gaming habits into a real paid, local tech support service. Okay? Let's dive right in.
All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're covering 5 key steps today. 1. Realizing your skills are actually a service. 2. Building trust and figuring out your pricing. 3. Mastering the 20-minute method for house calls. 4. Setting up professional boundaries and keeping data safe. And 5. The 7-day launch plan to literally get you from gamer to pro in just 1 week. Let's get moving.
Section 1. Your skills are a service. Reframing your superpower.
So before we even touch the tech side of things, we really need to talk about mindset. The source material brings up this brilliant concept, and it's called confidence room logic. Basically, this is all about avoiding that overwhelming feeling when you first start out. You just focus purely on safe wins. You're practicing on problems you already know, and you're offering simple fixes long before you ever try tackling a hard job. There's no giant textbook to read here. It's all about taking action. And you pair this with something called voice-first logic. That just means practicing your pitch out loud to build up your confidence before you ever speak to an actual customer.
Okay, this right here is your aha moment. Think about it. On one hand, you've got gamer talk, lowering stutter, improving your FPS, updating those graphics drivers, or fixing Discord audio. Doing all that, that's diagnosing performance, tweaking settings, and testing the results. It's literally real-world tech support. But on the flip side, you have customer talk. Customers don't run around saying, hey, my FPS is low. They say things like, my laptop is so slow, or my kid's game keeps crashing. So the big secret here is just translating those highly technical things you already do into the everyday, simple language your neighbors use.
And to pull that translation off, you really need a script. This quote is your new foundation. I help people fix slow computers and software problems. I keep it simple, explain what I'm doing, and I'm local. Seriously, I highly recommend you pause this explainer right now and say that out loud a few times. That is your elevator pitch. It's honest, it's super clear, and it instantly tells people exactly what you do without using jargon that makes them feel stupid.
Section 2. Building trust and pricing. Calm, clarity, and fair rates. Now, it's kind of fascinating how we actually build trust. Because guess what? People don't actually buy tech knowledge. They buy calm, clarity, and the massive relief of knowing they aren't getting ripped off. You absolutely do not want to say things like, I'm an IT expert or I can fix anything. No way. That just sets you up for total failure. Instead, try saying, I help with common home tech problems. And if it's outside my level, I'll definitely let you know. Being completely honest builds trust so much faster than acting like an arrogant tech wizard ever will.
So what does this look like as an actual business? Well, here is a beginner-safe starter menu. Look at how beautifully simple this is. A speed-up visit where you clean startup apps for about 15 to 20 pounds. A software fix for app installs and logins for maybe 25 to 35. Or a gaming setup visit for that exact same price. The rule here is do not start fancy, start clear. Now, these prices aren't set in stone, obviously, but they give you a fantastic confidence-building model that your neighbors will be more than happy to pay for. And to keep yourself completely safe while doing this, you've got to follow the one room up rule. Basically, this means you only offer jobs that feel just one step above what's comfortable for you. Not 10 steps, just one. A slow Windows PC? That's one room up. Hardware repair, data recovery, or dealing with sketchy malware tied to someone's bank account? Yeah, that's 10 rooms up. Stay far away from those at the start. Your main goal right now is just completely eliminating the fear of getting in over your head.
Okay, so you land that first job. What do? You follow this exact, proven 6-step flow. First, ask what's happening. Second, ask what changed right before the problem started. Third, absolutely always check the simplest causes first. Fourth, explain what you're doing in plain, normal English. Fifth, test the fix right there while the customer is watching. And sixth, give a quick summary of what you fixed. Stick to those 6 steps, and you are literally going to look, act, and sound like a seasoned pro from day one.
Section 3. The 20-minute method. Structure your visits.
So how do you handle the actual house call so it doesn't turn into a 3-hour nightmare where you're sweating on a stranger's sofa? You use the 20-minute method.
It goes like this. The first 1 to 3 minutes, clarify the issue. Minutes 4 to 8, set your boundaries. The actual, active troubleshooting is literally just 6 minutes, minutes 9 to 15. Then, you use the final 5 minutes to explain the fix and close out the visit. Having this super tight structure protects your time and keeps the whole thing totally stress-free.
Now, during those first 3 minutes, there is a golden diagnostic question you absolutely have to ask. What exactly is going wrong? And has anyone already tried to fix it? You also really want to ask if there's anything super important or irreplaceable on the device before you even touch the keyboard. Hitting them with these questions right out of the gate is going to save you a massive amount of time, and it completely prevents those nightmare scenarios where a customer blames you for something their cousin actually broke last week.
When you hit that active troubleshooting phase, minutes 9 to 15, you're going to focus on high-yield, totally safe tasks. You're checking for updates. You're looking at the startup load to see what's launching when the PC boots up. You're making sure the hard drive isn't completely full. Hunting for app conflicts, fixing basic signing glitches, or spotting super obvious driver issues. And hey, remember, your gaming habit has already trained you to look for these exact same things whenever your frame rates drop. You already know how to do this.
Section 4. Professional Boundaries and Data. Stay safe, stay legal.
All right, let's get into a really crucial part of this explainer. The exact second you take down a neighbor's name, their phone number, or lay hands on their device, you are officially handling personal data. Under rules like the UK's GDPR, you need a lawful basis, which honestly is just the basic agreement that you're fixing their computer. You also need a clear purpose, data minimization, which just means don't collect info you don't need, and strict security. I know that sounds super intimidating, but it really just boils down to acting responsibly and not overcomplicating things.
To make sure you're totally compliant and projecting absolute professionalism, I want you to memorize this one-sentence privacy cheat code. I only use your details to arrange the job, fix the issue, and follow up if needed, and I only keep the minimum information necessary. You just say that directly to your customer. Not only does this completely cover you legally, but it instantly makes the customer feel so much safer leaving their personal device in your hands. It's a real game changer.
While you're actually doing the job, you have to maintain rock-solid operational boundaries. Only look at exactly what you need to fix the issue. Never, ever open personal folders, photos, or messages unless the customer specifically asks you to, and it actually makes sense for the repair. Do not copy files unless you both clearly agreed to it. Keep your notes short and factual. Delete any random screenshots the second you don't need them. And make absolutely sure your own phone is locked down with a good password. This right here? This is how you build ultimate, unbreakable trust in your community. Section 5. The 7-day launch plan. From gamer to pro in a week. Let's bring all this together into a highly actionable roadmap. We call this the Micro-Bridge Action Plan. Day 1, you write out your simple service sentence. Day 3, you do a dry run on a family member's PC. Day 5, you put up just one quick message in a local Facebook or WhatsApp group. Day 6, you help one real person for a small, fair fee. And then on day 7, you just review your safe wins. That's the whole shebang. You can literally launch this entirely new side hustle in under a single week.
And right after you finish that very first job on day 6, you're going to build your first proof system. Just quickly document the exact problem they had, the steps you took to fix it, and the final result. Most importantly, grab just one quick positive comment from them, like, "Wow, my PC runs so much smoother now." This creates your testimonial bank, but more importantly, it builds your internal confidence bank. It's the rocket fuel you need to prove your value to future customers and eventually start charging more.
So if you take only one thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. You absolutely do not need to become some certified IT professional before you start. You don't need a giant stack of diplomas to help your neighbors. What you actually need to become is useful, clear, honest, and local. Honestly, that combo is incredibly rare to find these days, and it is more than enough to build a super successful local service.
Just think about it for a second. Your gaming habit has already hardwired you for patience. It's taught you optimization, how to dig into settings, and how to spot the root cause when everything crashes. You've literally already done the hard work of learning the tech. Now it's just a matter of translating it. So my final question for you today is this. How are you going to package your superpower today? Take these steps, try it out in your own neighborhood, and just see what happens when you confidently turn your everyday hobby into a business that actually helps your community.